Hi everybody and welcome to Random Sam. Today is Snack Attack.
Yeah.
Now, as a mom, I'm always trying to get my kids to eat healthy, but you can't give them healthy stuff all the time because they'll, riot, and then there's anarchy. So, for the first part of our Snack Attack, it is a basic fruit and veggie plate. Now, any type of plate will do. This is just a nice one for our show. So, basically, you want to give your kids some variety, because if it's always the same thing, hey, have some Cheetos, hey, have some, goldfish, which are really, they're not bad snacks. But if you're always giving the same stuff, they're going to get tired of it. They're going to demand something different. And if you can't supply them with something different, they're going to go after the candy. I know this because they steal my candy. And it's mom's. So, what we're starting with our fruit and veggie platter is some basic apples. I enjoy Red Delicious. These are actually Gala ones. We will also be doing some Granny Smith ones. Now, these do not need to be perfect. Remember, small children are going to come in, eat them, and then demand something else. It's just the fact of life. They can eat, and then you will never have enough. Now, while doing this, be careful. Accidents happen with knives. I find that if I'm able to do this while they're at school, I can put this plate in the fridge with a little cling wrap or something over it. Tinfoil works good also. And that way when they come home, you just got to take it out of the fridge and give it to them. Now, with any snack, there's going to be some things that you want to have with it, some things that you don't. Apple slices are great because you can have them just plain apple slices. You also have a variety of dips you can do with them. I personally have some caramel dip and then this great cream cheese dip that you can get from almost any supermarket. It is delicious and I know my kids they love it. So, as I said, this is our fruit. We're just going to do one apple for right now. Maybe in a little we'll do one of the green apples. Because again, variety is important. You don't want your kids to ever be like, oh, well, I'm only going to eat that one thing. It's not a good idea. Now, I like bananas. Bananas are great because they've got the potassium, they've got all that. They're easy to walk around holding. That's great. When I am doing a fruit and veggie platter, I like to cut them up into little chunks. Give the kids some toothpicks or little forks, and they are going to enjoy all of this. One of the things, if you have smaller children, which unfortunately I have a variety, is that when you have these cut slices, if they're being little stinkers and like, oh, I don't want fruit, turn it into a game. Have them make shapes and do like little creatures with all the fruits. I mean, between them, you could have them make a little man, a little soldier, whatever. The possibilities only stop with their imagination. And trust me, your kids will shock you with some of the stuff they will come up with. And you will be reminded of when you were a kid. Now we're going to put these aside for right now. We don't want to get this yucky stuff mixed in. Now for the veggies. Basic baby carrots. You can get these in like a 4-pack at the store. They're very easy. These are great for just snacking on plain, but I find that my kids and I really enjoy dipping them in ranch. So if you want to get a little cup and do a ranch together, that is great. I have found that by telling my kids that the fruit and vegetables have their own dip, their own side, it makes it more than just having fruit and veggies. Now normally I will get celery from the store in just a heart of celery, just one of those stalks. This time we got pre-cut. This kind of saves up some time. These are very long, so I would not recommend doing the full length. Cut them in half or thirds, whatever's comfortable for you. And again, these can be dipped in ranch. Now, for a couple of these, we are going to do ants on a log, which my kids love. Now, once you have the cut up celery to whatever length you want it to be, very easy, creamy peanut butter. Now, if you happen to like chunky peanut butter, go for it. This is all about what you enjoy. But this nice little opening area that all the celery have, you squeeze in some peanut butter. Now, with this fruit and veggie tray, you can also have a little bit of peanut butter in a little bowl that they can dip the apple slices or banana slices in if they want. Now, here's the tricky part. Traditionally, ants on a log, the ants are represented by the raisins. Some kids do not like raisins. Some kids do. It's just a roll of the dice. So pretty much we've got our ants on a log. Here's the log, as you can see. And I like to give my kids a choice. Now, if I'm doing a prearranged plate, then I will put a couple of raisins on as the ants. But because I am trying to make sure that they eat all of this, what we're going to do is put not only raisins, but if you don't want raisins, you can put just M&Ms on. What I do is I put both on. Mostly because I don't want to share my M&Ms. But, just like with trail mix, M&Ms and raisins go great together. They are delicious. It only gives them a little bit of candy, but it makes it fun. And again, if you want to see which kid likes which, you can always make one with M&Ms, one with raisins. Chances are they'll go for the ones with M&Ms every time because it's chocolate. So, for our veggie plate, this is very simple, very easy. It only takes a few minutes. And when they get home from their day at school, you don't have to spend time cutting all this up. It's just ready to go. But I will say this. If you have children who are over the age of 5, cutting up these fruits and vegetables is great practice with them for how to handle knives. It is great practice on how to actually do something. Being able to do food snacks together allows them to feel like they've accomplished something. I also play tricks on my kids and tell them that they need to make mommy a special treat. And they feel so excited that they're the ones in charge, that they're making it. Of course, then they also make you eat it in front of them, so let's hope you taught them right. Otherwise, enjoy. So, for our first afternoon snack for kids, we have a lovely fruit and veggie tray. More importantly than that, you can have your sides of ranch, you can have your sides of cream cheese, cream cheese fruit dip, caramel, it does not matter. These are something that's very easy to make, and they will eat it. Alright, well, let's clean up this mess and move on to our next one. Hey everybody, now for this next part of our snack attack. It is what I call sweet dumplings. Now, I call them that because I'm using a dumpling maker. You can also do this with any type of large cookie cutter. Just have to make 2 of them. Now, for today, we are using some just great value pie crust. You can use also Pillsbury. It does not matter. Pie crust is the best to use, but remember, you can always make homemade pie crust or whatever you'd like. Now, with this dumpling maker, it's actually cutting out the right size that you need. Once it's cut out, I want you to put it right here on top. Now, there are a couple different ways you guys can do this. The first way that I always did it for my kids was you take a few chocolate chips and some peanut butter chips. You might notice a theme with fruit and vegetables that I use a lot of peanut butter. Peanut butter is a natural protein that's nice and healthy for them. Now, you fill up however much you think. As you can see, we've got a little right here. Now, with these dumpling makers, what's really cool about them is that you just fold it in half, push it down, and it seals it in. Oh, well, this time it didn't. But that's the goal, is by using this, we're pushing this down, we're trying to seal it up. So we'll see how well this one does. This is the first time I've used this dumpling maker. Place it on there. Now, whenever you're doing this, once you put it on the cookie sheet, which I have lined mine with tin foil, use some egg yolk. Or, I'm sorry, not egg yolk, egg white. It's going to have a little different taste if you use the yolks. And you pretty much just base the top of it. This will end up helping it brown up in the oven. It's just basic, natural, something as simple as that. Now, the best part is that when you are done, oh, that's a little much. Get a bowl in just a second. This is sugar in the raw, crystallized sugar. You sprinkle a little bit on top. We'll put this aside right there for right now. But that is our basic one, which is very easy. It is, like I said, peanut butter and chocolate chips. And I'll cook up, melt that together, and it's a very tasty treat. For our next one, though, this is one I've been experimenting with, so it makes it a little bit more interesting. You do not want a large spoon because you just don't. You don't want to overfill these. And since you are using pie crust, you're going to get that enjoyable taste. Now, first one we're going to do, as you can see, it's not a very big thing. This is cherry filling for pies. And I think it's delicious. I love putting it on top of cheesecake or whatever. This one we actually might put just a little bit more. Now, once again, well, probably want to push that down a little bit. Don't want it going out the side. We're going to fold it. And as you can see, I put too much in. It's going to come out the side there, but that's okay because it's still going to get cooked up and it's still going to taste delicious. This time it did seal a little bit better. So again, we've got our fruit one right there. We are going to do the egg whites again. And again, this looks pretty. This looks nice. I've done this with some basic cookie cutters shaped like leaves. And it makes a nice little autumn decoration and kind of snack for kids in the autumn. All depending on the season. I've even done this in snowflakes and such. Now, the other one that we are doing, and we'll probably be making more, but this is just to start with, is we're using a berry melody fruit filling. Now, berry melody is, this one is by Duncan Hines. I like doing the Great Value because, you know, I'm cheap and I've got a lot of kids to feed. But, you know, do whatever one you're comfortable with. This one is nice because it's got several different berries in it. It is just delicious. It is great. And, you know, these little sweet dumplings, the ones with the fruit filling, are pretty much just miniature pies that you can eat up and enjoy. Now, again, it looks like we're going to have some smushes coming out. That's okay. Again, the important thing is that these are tasty. These are something that you are going to enjoy eating. And remember, if these are homemade snacks for your kids, or even just for yourself, it doesn't matter what they look like as long as they're delicious. We're just trying to make them look good for you because, you know, you're watching me cook them. And if you do get hungry doing this, you can nibble on stuff. Nibble on chocolate chip. You're the parent, you're the adult, and you get to decide. Now we'll do one more for right now of our peanut butter and chocolate chip. Now we'll be making more of these later, but for now we're going to get this going. A little bit more of that. But again, this is all any type of filling you want to put in here. I have butterscotch chips if you're a butterscotch fan. I have lots of different things. You can put fresh fruit. You can do pretty much anything. You can, I mean, if it's something you like to eat, go ahead. I have not done it myself yet, but I have heard of doing these with a kind of cream cheese and sugar mix. And it is very delicious, I've been told. I'll have to try it myself. But again, we are using this dumpling maker just because it makes it a little bit easier to smush the edges together than just getting a cookie cutter and smushing the edges together that way. But like I said, you can do any way that is going to be great for you. Now, while you are making these, make sure that before you start, you turned your oven on to 400. I did not turn my oven on to 400, so we're going to wait for that to heat up. Hopefully by that time, we'll have a full tray.
One eternity later.
Okay guys, for the third thing that we're going to make today, and again, this has been a lot, we're doing wraps or pinwheels, as most of you know them by that. Normally what I use are these large, extra large tortillas. They cover more, and you get more in one hit. But since I also have kids who have celiac disease, we're going to do some first of gluten-free. Or gluten-free. Now, here's something to think about. If you have a kid who has this disorder, or disease, whatever, is that if you're going to be making something, always start with the gluten-free first. That way there's no chance of cross-contamination. Now, obviously, we start with a single tortilla. Lay it out. Scoop up whipped cream cheese spread. I like the whipped instead of just the regular because it spreads so much easier and it's very tasty. I just like the texture. But with the cream cheese, I want you to cover the entire tortilla. And this will be important by the time we've finished. Now, after you have the cream cheese on, take some spinach. Fresh spinach, baby spinach, doesn't matter as long as it is not canned spinach. Now, you want to cover half of the tortilla with the spinach. You don't have to overlap the spinach. You can make it look nice. You can just sprinkle it on. I like to make sure the whole thing's covered. And this is kind of a tricky way to get your kids to eat spinach. My kids happen to love it. Yours might not. Usually I don't tell them what's in this until after they've eaten one or two of them. And when they say, hey, this is great, then you tell them, haha, you just ate a veggie. Now, as you can see, we've covered half of this. Now, we're going to do a layer of salami. I like to get the deli cut thin sliced. This is what was available in the deli already pre-cut. And it doesn't take a lot. I usually try and cover the whole top of it. So for this one, it only took 5 pieces. And then we've got banana pepper rings, or banana ring peppers. These you can get in either hot or mild. I prefer the mild, but again, it's all about personal preference when making snacks like this. Now, one of the really neat things about doing this is that it's very easy, it's very tasty when you put these in the fridge. Most snacks, especially when you're using fresh fruits or vegetables, will go bad after a little while. These will actually stay in the fridge for 2 weeks without going bad. I personally have only had it last that long once because, you know, they usually get eaten up before then. So once you have your line of banana peppers, start rolling it up. Keep it as tight as you can. If it's not that tight, don't worry about it. It happens. Another fun thing about making this is that when you get done with each one, you're going to have end pieces that don't look quite right. So you get to nibble on those. So if you do this during like snack time, or you do it before lunch, you've got an easy, quick lunch thing to keep you going. Now for today, we're putting these on a plate. Normally, you might want to put these in some sort of Tupperware that seals well. Keep them in the fridge. These are delicious. They're very quick and easy. If you don't have time for a full meal, you can just grab a couple and go with you. Snack them throughout the day. It is delicious. It is very easy, as you can see. They store great. And it's just fun making them. Also, when you have the end pieces, if you were doing this with your kids, telling them, hey, you get the end piece, really gets them excited. And that, for us, is the aram wrap. Delicious. Well, that's all 3 of our snack attack things today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, gave you some ideas. And remember, you don't have to do everything like I did. But I hope in the future you'll find these snacks to really fill the hole. So, have a great day. Try to make every day count by finding the fun. And talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, please give us a like, and for any future updates on more craziness to come your way, subscribe.